shot of. That's 103 Main Street. That's 99 Main Street. There's the Arizona restaurant. That's where the Selectman John Julian used to hang out at lunch every day, play cards with his friends, and take bribes. Arizona again. And JT's Cafe used to be Lark's Cafe. Building is reportedly owned by Jewish mafia, and Lark's used to have competition farther down the street of the Finish Line and the Springs House, and for some reason those two businesses would, that weren't mob owned ended up being closed by being set up with drugs being sold and informants, etc. Over here on the right used to be a pizza place, but the owner of that pizza shop was not white, and the state police talked how they didn't want a sand nigger touching white girls in the apartments above that pizza shop. And also Stafford House of Pizza farther down the street is owned by influential people in the town, in Town Hall. So you pretty much have to be in with the in crowd to own a business here. This used to be where John Julian, the selectman for the town of Stafford Springs, Connecticut, used to have his law office. And right over there on the rock wall is where David Hayes would sell his drugs, maybe over a decade or so. John Julian was alleged to have crack whores for girlfriends. So David Hayes was instrumental in the former selectman getting laid. And across the street over there is where State Senator Guglielmo has his insurance agency, Penn, Hanley, and Hawley. So right across the street, a drug dealer for maybe 10 years or so or more. Traffic could be stopped here on 190, Route 190. It's a major route. So the state senator and the selectmen for the town absolutely had to know that drug dealing was going on openly here. And just another 3 blocks up on the right is where the resident state trooper and the Stafford constables have their office. And down the street there is the town hall. So obviously if drug dealing is going on right here, they had to know about it. That was the Springs House. That got closed. It's competition. And the Stafford House of Pizza. That's they're in with everybody. This building used to be the Springs House Bar. In Stafford Springs, used to be a resort during the century. There was trolleys that ran through here, and this was one of Americans' first bed and breakfast places. And this is one of the bars that was non-mafia owned that was put out of business. That's the resident state troopers in Stafford. The police there would do very little to help anybody that was not connected, especially landlords. Drug deals could go right in front here. Nothing was done. Stafford Motor Speedway can be heard in the background. This is a big racing town. I'm heading down Route 32 from Stafford Springs from the Rotary. State Senator Tony Guglielmo, Republican, knew about crack cocaine and heroin being sold off my property. He knew that drugs were being sold across from his business. I also let former Representative Mordasky of Stafford also know that there was drug dealing and crime that the police weren't addressing, and that they were refusing to service landlords because landlords brought in niggers and minorities and riffraff, and according to John Julian, the selectman then, that by squeezing out landlords, by taking away parking, by looking at their financial records, by sicking the building inspector and health inspector, and then just basically examining somebody's life for as many, well, whatever they could, just to nail them and take the property away. And then people that were connected would buy the property, would get police protection, and then basically the criminals were, and the drug dealers, especially kids, were part of a cop gang. They would sell drugs, wreck stuff. They knew that somebody that wasn't affiliated with the police or with the town mafia, town hall, you could rip them off, you could sell drugs, you could drink, do whatever. I had proposed civilian oversight of police to Senator Kissel in Enfield. He's also a Republican. Governor Rowland, former Governor Rowland, also knew. I contacted his office, and what happened is I ended up being followed around and threatened by police to leave or I'd be arrested. So owning property or business in Connecticut, if you're a minority or if you're not connected, somebody more important can tell you to sell your business or go out of business, and if you don't, you can end up in prison. Too many stories. Too many people likewise abused. About 2 miles back north up this road on 32. I think this is the junction of, what's the junction 84? And I'm on Route 32 now. Maybe back about a mile or two. On my right, there was a shootout involving 2 or 3 state police officers. 2 or 3 of them were wounded, and they blamed a Spanish officer for not having passed on information. An officer they were referring to as Deputy Spade or Spick or whatever, because the white officers did not like working with a Spanish officer. So the Spanish officer ended up being disciplined or thrown out the force based on lies of the white officers and after being harassed by the white officers. That's how things are done. Police encouraged a felon, a violent burglar, Brian Caldwell. The police knew I was being threatened on my property, over and harassed, and the police were at my property one night that I came home. I was attacked by Mr. Caldwell, and they arrested just me. And Brian Caldwell threatened to cut my male organ off, so I was carrying pepper spray. I had a pistol permit, so I could have very well have carried my pistol, but I figured that I go against the knife with pepper spray, so I pepper sprayed Brian Caldwell after he jumped me and threatened to kill me. He was demanding money, so it was a robbery attempt. And the police, the judge, everybody involved knew this, and instead of any type of leniency or fairness or whatever, I was arrested. I faced a 1.5 years in prison for using pepper spray, no deals, and I was entitled to a $100 program for, even if I was guilty, of not having the charges erased. But I wasn't given that as an option. You, the taxpayer, had to pay for a trial that was fixed. My assailant was given immunity for attacking me, and since self-defense is not legal in Connecticut, I was prosecuted. The jury was shown a videotape where they were shown how to find me guilty, nothing about innocence or reasonable doubt. What type of BS is that? The trial was totally unfair. There's